I, 25M, wife, F24, cheated on me with her best friend, F22, and I don't know what to do. It feels so hard and painful even to type. I wish it had never happened. My wife, Hannah, and I are high school sweethearts and have been together since we were 15 and 16 respectively. If it's relevant or not, but I was her first everything while I had been with one girl before her. I have always known my wife as an incredibly beautiful, smart, witty, bubbly, and most importantly compassionate person. Due to how gorgeous she has always been, guys have always hit on her, sometimes even in my presence. But she only chose me, and I've always been really proud and glad of that. We got married 2 years ago, been together for 9 years. Until this point, it has always been an immensely happy and smooth relationship with barely any arguments/fights at all, and lots of love and loyalty. Everyone who knows us says that we never left the honeymoon phase, and we believe it as well. Going on regular dates, giving gifts, exciting sex life, etc. She never did anything which would give me any reason to not trust her/doubt her. All of this makes it harder for me. Hannah has 6 to 7 close friends, all women, and one friend she's incredibly close to is Amanda, F22. Hannah and Amanda are BFFs, their own words, and have known each other for about 6 years. They do everything together and spend all their time with each other, be it with the other girls as well, or just the two of them. They share all their secrets, feelings, issues, etc. with each other, and I used to be happy that Hannah had a trustworthy best friend in her life. I have never been the jealous kind because I had immense trust in Hannah and knew she'd never violate it. In fact, I never even fought any guy who hit on her because she turned them away herself. When it came to Amanda, I had just one issue. I felt she was a bit too close to Hannah, like frequently touching/grabbing her, like her face, arms, back, thighs, whatever, playfully slapping Hannah's, but whenever she got the chance, etc. And this felt a bit inappropriate to me, but if female friendships are different from male ones, and they're a lot more touchy, so I didn't object, plus Hannah told me that's how Amanda is, even though I never noticed Amanda being like that with the other girls. Only Hannah. Also, Amanda is openly bisexual, but I didn't say anything to my wife because I didn't want to soil their special relationship. I think I've already given too much background, so let's come to the incident itself. Last weekend, the girls were having a girls' night and go to a concert and then to a bar. They left from our place at around 7 p.m., and Hannah told me she'd be back by around 1 a.m. At roughly 12:50 a.m., I saw their Instagram post still at the bar, so I thought they were just having fun for longer and sent her a take care message. Eventually, I drifted off to sleep since I wasn't really concerned because she was with friends and they're all responsible. She eventually came back home at around 6:30 in the morning with her hair and makeup messed up a little, and she was avoiding eye contact with me and behaved oddly. She just wanted to sleep. This got me anxious, but I thought she was probably just really tired. I waited for her to wake up, which she did at around 12, and then took a shower. I asked her how the night was, and she said it was good, but she didn't feel chatty or bubbly like usual. I sensed something was off, so I asked her what's wrong, but she didn't reply. Eventually, after about 10 minutes of me insisting that she tell me what's going on, she broke down in tears and hugged me, and said she fucked up and asked me not to hate her. At this point, I had a mini heart attack and thought she had cheated on me with some guy. I asked her what she meant, and she told me that last night she slept with Amanda. This not only shocked me, but confused me to the core. I calmed her down and told her to tell me everything in detail. As Hannah told me, after being done with the concert and the bar, most girls left, but Amanda, Hannah, and 2 others went to Amanda's place for a while to relax before going home. This was around 2:30 a.m. After about 30 minutes, the other 2 also left for their homes, so it was just Amanda and Hannah. At first, they were just hanging out and having fun, having some wine. Then Amanda started flirting with Hannah, telling her how hot she is, and got handsy, and she just went with the flow because she was quite drunk and also because she was enjoying it. After a while of this, Amanda kissed my wife, which she says sent this strange pleasure down her body, so she didn't stop it, and they ended up having sex. Even though I didn't want to listen more about my wife having sex with someone else, I pressed her for more details like what exactly did they do and how long for, and very shamefully she said they did it for about 2 hours and told me what all they did, which is basically every sexual thing 2 girls can do to each other. I didn't say anything to her because I was stunned. She said she's really guilty and she loves me very much. I told her it's a lot for me and I need to think, so I left for a walk. Honestly, I don't even understand how to react. I talked to several friends, and while some said it's just like regular cheating, some said it's not a big deal because it was with another girl. I'm confused because honestly, I am indeed a little bit relieved that it wasn't with some other guy as I suspected initially, but at the same time, even if it was a girl, it wasn't me, and she shouldn't have hooked up with anyone. And the thing which really hurts is that I have always been supportive of her, and had she told me that she wanted to sexually experiment with girls, I probably would have supported her, because if she's never been with anyone else, and to me a girl sleeping with a girl is not the same as doing it with a guy, which leads me to think that maybe I feel hurt not because she slept with Amanda, but because she misused my trust and didn't consult me. I don't think I'd be able to make rational decisions right now, so I need advice about how to proceed. Apart from this, she has never done anything wrong throughout the relationship, and even now she's extremely apologetic since she knows I'm hurt and has been begging me not to leave her because she says she'll die if I leave her. What should I do? Comments and give more details. She won't die if you leave her. Cheating is cheating. If you decide to stay, the friendship has to be over. Completely. It's amazing that cheaters never look at the consequences of their actions before they start screwing around. Reply, I understand what you're saying. I agree with the visuals thing. I imagine the stuff she told me she did, like Amanda and her going down on each other, and some other things, and it did make me more upset and uncomfortable. We had a long discussion where I said everything on my mind. She admits that what she did was very wrong, and she had the chance to stop, but didn't. I also found out something else. Apparently throughout the sex, she said to Amanda that she felt like it was wrong, and they should stop, but Amanda assured her that it was fine since they were both girls, and being drunk Hannah couldn't properly make sense of it. Not that it excuses her, but it does give me a new perspective. She says by the time they were done and her alcohol started to wear off, she felt extremely guilty and upset and realized what she had done. She immediately left Amanda's place and came back home. I do understand all the criticism Hannah's getting here, but I could see her remorse and guilt in her eyes and voice. When I said I don't know if I want to continue the relationship, she didn't argue but kept her head down and said she'd understand my decision since she herself messed up the best thing that ever happened to her. She also said she'll be willing to do anything to save the marriage if I give her the option, including cutting Amanda off since she thinks Amanda purposely tempted her to destroy her marriage and didn't do what a friend should. On Amanda was grooming his wife and took advantage of her while she was vulnerable. Hannah has been feeling extremely guilty and ashamed and has apologized to me hundreds of times, promising never to do anything similar ever. She didn't try to hide anything at all. Also, she said she felt wrong during sex, but Amanda manipulated and talked her out of it. Still, she felt guilty as soon as her alcohol started wearing off. I also found out that while Amanda gave my wife lots of wine, she herself had very little. Also, she pursued her aggressively, and your grooming point makes sense because my wife says when the touching started, it didn't feel out of the blue. My wife also said that while the sex was pleasurable and she might be bi, she has never been attracted to any girl before, not even Amanda, and if sober, she would have refused her advances but was too drunk to respond properly. She also doesn't want to experiment with women and is happy being just with me. Sounds like Amanda was persuasive and Hannah just got curious. Also, from the way I have understood everything, I don't think proper consent was involved. She doesn't realize this, and I have not said it, but I fear she might have been taken advantage of because she made it clear she wouldn't have hooked up with Amanda if not drunk. Some of the sexual things Amanda did to Hannah and made her do to her sound strange for Hannah, and she agrees. Honestly, all this makes it much more confusing for me. On the 2 hours duration. I've been really light on the matter, but maybe I need to be harsher. Instead of being polite like she slept with her friend, I need to accept that she let her best friend fuck her brains out in hundreds of ways over 2 hours, and she just let her do it and enjoyed her amazing orgasms instead of thinking about me and our life. This is all gross to imagine, but undeniable. She's extremely upset, but I'm going to make it clear that she has to win me back or I might end it. Also, I'll not even touch her for a while to let her know that sex isn't everything. His wife has an emotional relationship with Amanda. Over the last few days, I've been discussing this with her in detail, and we've gone over mostly all your points, so I'll try answering them. My wife swore that despite what has happened, she was never in any kind of emotional relationship with Amanda. From her end, it was always 100% platonic, and she couldn't identify Amanda's flirting and mistook it for playfulness/joking. As you said, she trusted her completely and never expected her to make a move on her. Amanda did get her heavily drunk and assured her multiple times that they weren't doing anything wrong, which my wife couldn't process properly due to being hammered, though she doesn't deny her own fault either. She feels guilty for crossing the boundaries of our marriage and damaging it, which is why she offered to cut Amanda out of contact. She's very social and not awkward. After this incident, she feels betrayed herself and doesn't want to continue her friendship. She said that it feels to her as if Amanda used whatever she knew about her, like the kind of touch she likes, what turns her on, her likes and dislikes, and other info she got to know over the years to manipulate her in her drunken state and get in her pants, because it never could have happened if she was in her senses. While she agrees that the sex itself felt good, she said it doesn't mean anything to her emotionally, and she doesn't want to hook up with Amanda or any other woman. When I pressed her about her sexual identity, she said she needs some time to think and figure out if the sex just felt good to her, because Amanda knew how to pleasure and stimulate her, and that it was just curiosity, or if she's actually bi, because she told me she has never been sexually attracted to another female, including Amanda. But she promised that even if she realizes that she's bi and has a liking for women, she'd not do anything behind my back and would tell me about her feelings, which I find acceptable. She said she doesn't feel trapped at all and is perfectly happy with me. She has never made any major mistake, and this is the first time she has fucked up. Before this, she was the perfect GF/wife. She's also doing everything to prove to me that I can trust her again. She said she'll stop hanging out with anyone but me, but I said cutting off Amanda is sufficient. Her other friends didn't do anything wrong. I don't know if it makes me an idiot, but I see genuine pain, guilt, and remorse in her eyes and actions, and I already trust her again. Mistakes happen, but the way she handled it makes me think it's not going to become a habit and was a one-time drunken fuck-up. It'll take time to reach our original state, but I think I'm ready to try. Update. I received a lot of different advice on Reddit, most of which was to just leave her. I was already very upset and hurt, so I left to stay in a hotel for 3 days and told her I need time to make up my mind, and I might send her divorce papers, so be ready for that. She didn't try to manipulate me, but begged me to decide anything with a clear mind and how much our marriage meant to her. During those 3 days, I was miserable because I missed her a lot, though I was getting updates about her from my brother, who kept checking on her, and she was miserable as well. So I moved back after 3 days, but didn't talk to her a lot. She kept apologizing to me and doing everything she could, like cutting off all contact with Amanda, giving me her passwords, etc. I often found her crying alone, and even my brother or sister, who she's really close with, told me how distraught she was over everything and depressed over ruining her marriage. After about a week of this, and after seeing how remorseful she was, I decided to sit down with her and talk. She freaked out when I said I wanted to talk. She probably thought I was going to talk about divorce, though I said I wanted to talk about how we were going to move forward. I don't remember the exact words, but I said something along the lines of, well, you did make a big mistake, and I can't just forgive you for it, yet since the hurt is still there, I want you to know that I love you. I know you love me. While I can't promise everything will be back to normal, I do want us to work on our marriage together and grow our magic back. Just know that I don't hate you and don't want you to think less of yourself. Learn from a mistake and never repeat it, but don't punish yourself more than necessary and lose yourself. I want you back, just the way you always were. When I was finished, she burst into tears and cried for a few minutes on my chest. She said that I had taken a massive burden off her heart and conscience. She thanked me heaps and said she'd never let anyone even touch her apart from me, and how grateful she was for the chance to be with her love. We both shared some of our deepest feelings about this incident and the relationship itself. It was an incredibly intimate heart-to-heart conversation, and we didn't hide anything. She also came clean about one more thing. She said when Amanda used to touch her, she sometimes used to get a little aroused/excited and knew it was wrong, so she asked her a few times to dial down her touchiness, but also didn't want to lose her as a friend. This is important because it proves that my wife had emotional battles regarding her sexuality even before. I told her I really appreciated her opening up to me and quashing all the secrets. We kept on talking about the marriage, our wedding day, all our beautiful moments. She told me that she thinks she's bi and promised never to use it as an excuse to cheat again. I told her that in the future, I might consider letting her explore other women with / without me, like a threesome or even just her and another woman, but only with my permission, and she agreed. For the first time in days, I saw my bubbly wife again. I also told her that I'm taking her on a date the next day, and she gleamed with joy. The date went incredibly well. I was surprised when she came from the room after getting dressed. She was wearing a beautiful red dress and looked stunning. I complimented her, and she blushed. The night was good and we talked a lot. We had gone to a nice restaurant. It pretty much felt like a first date, high on emotions and excitement. Then we went stargazing. In terms of our relationship, everything is good now, and we feel much better compared to last month. However, a few days after our date, we found out from some of her friends that Amanda had taken a few pics of my wife that night, though I took care of it and got everything deleted because she freaked out as soon as I mentioned legal actions. My wife is very pissed at her, so I think the Amanda chapter is closed forever now. Thank you to everyone who gave good advice. Edit. After reading the comments, I think I'll ask my wife to sign a post-nup. Comments by Oop. I never said that she didn't do it willingly. She made the choice to betray me and have sex with her friend, for sure. The duration is too long to digest as well. But after considering many things in therapy as well, I made the choice to give her another chance since people can make bad decisions and learn from them. And I'm hopeful she will learn and not abuse my forgiveness. It's not like I didn't consider divorce. I strongly did, but it's not that easy emotionally or practically. Not only have I been with her all my life, but about 35 to 40% of my assets are in her name, including a major percentage of my company, mostly for tax purposes. If I just left her abruptly, it'd not be easy. I had to consider everything. That's why now I've asked her to sign a post-nup, which she has agreed to. If something like this happens again, I'll divorce her without wasting a second. Comment 2 by Up. I had some time to think about everything and process the information. I have now come to terms with the fact that my wife had a connection with her friend beyond just friendship and maybe even love, and that when her friend made a move that night, she desired it and wanted more. That's why she let it happen, for hours actually. I no longer think it was just a mistake and that she gave into her temptations. Despite this, since this is the first and only time this has ever happened, I want to make it work. She and I have made good progress in therapy, and she has promised that she will do everything she can to win my trust back. She isn't in contact with that friend anymore, so I'm more confident this could work.